Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome our guest speaker today, Ms. Cyndi Hunter. She's the coordinator for academic advising and student services. Her office is located in the Dean Suite here at Western Kentucky University's South Campus. She will be sharing some tips on how to take ownership of your academic advising experience throughout your academic career. Welcome, Ms. Hunter.
Hi. Thank you guys for giving me your attention this morning. I've wrote a few key terms on the board, and we'll reference each of those just to ensure that you guys are familiar with some terminology that you may hear in different offices, from your instructors, etc. The first one is going to be your ICAP. Your ICAP is your foundation, and it is a tool to use for mapping your degree program. It tells you exactly the classes you need for the degree program that you're seeking. It also reflects classes that you've taken with the grade that you received in that class, so it's very beneficial when determining what classes you should take in the following semester. So what I strongly recommend is before your academic advising appointment that you make with your advisor for priority registration, that you run an ICAP. You do that on TopNet. Does everyone know how to log into TopNet? Okay. When you log into TopNet, what we want you to do is go to ICAP, and you can do a what if. The what if allows you to play around and experiment with different degree programs that you may be interested in. For example, you may be torn between marketing and advertising. That would allow you to see the differences in requirements for those courses for each of those degrees. It doesn't commit you to anything, it just allows you to see what your options are. Also, you want to review maybe any issues that you have with your math. If you're not strong in math, you may not want to do a degree that has a high math requirement, and that will allow you to see that on your ICAP. The next thing that is very critical when you're going to your academic advising appointment is to know where you stand as far as your GPA, your number of hours earned, etc. You want to know and be prepared to assess what your needs are, because obviously this is more important to you than it is anyone else that you may encounter. The experience of taking the right classes, ensuring that you graduate within a time frame that you have laid out for your expectations, those are all the most valuable to you. So for one example, by taking the remedial courses, by taking additional classes you don't need, from misadvising, misinformation, that can set you back several semesters, even up to a year. So you want to be aware of what your needs are. The other item that we want to look at is your good standing. You want to make sure that you remain in good standing and know what that is. Good standing is a 2.0 GPA minimum and ensuring that you're passing 100% of your classes at all times. That affects your academic standing as well as access to financial aid, to funds for school. When you are struggling or maybe not excelling at a certain subject, you can always seek out peer tutoring and peer mentoring. We have those services all around campus, on main campus and on South Campus. So those are available at your disposal for free. You want to ensure that you use those, because not utilizing your resources is one of the biggest faults that we see in not retaining students. Outside of that, there's other support services. Those support services include our Cornerstone program, TRIO, STEPS. Are those terms that you guys are familiar with? Okay. Those programs are there to provide you support outside of just your academics. So external factors that could be causing you not to do so well. They're there to lead and guide you in the right direction so that you can take ownership and know what to do in the future. The most important is your communication. The communication with all offices across campus, your faculty members, your instructors. Very critical that you communicate with them. If you see that you're not doing so well, it's very important for you to address that with your instructor. They are there to see you succeed, so they are willing to help. If you are unable to get the information that you're needing from them, you can always seek out other members in the department, other instructors, faculty members, etc. The communication being so critical, it's because we don't expect for you to know the ins and outs of the campus community. So we're here to give you that information and to just be a source of knowledge for you. The importance of taking ownership of your academic advising is so that you can avoid the misinformation, the misadvising that you may receive, being delayed in your degree program. So it's very critical because, again, you're most invested into this experience more than anyone else. Another item that we can discuss is the 5th week assessment. That's going on right now. Some of you guys may be experiencing in some meetings that you're going to with your instructors or with your advisor. The 5th week assessment. The 5th week assessment says at this point at 5 weeks, this is your standing. Either you're passing or not. That's very critical because if you're not, you still have time to turn it around. There's 15 weeks in a semester, so you still have approximately 10 weeks at that 5th week point to make a change in identifying what is not meeting the expectations and then improving on that. So that covers these items. The other information that I would like to share with you is when you set up your appointment with your advisor. The most important part of that is being prepared before you go into your appointment. Make the appointment with your advisor, run your ICAP that we discussed with the degree program that you're interested in, and start looking at classes that are available for that semester, for the following semester that you're going for the appointment for. Pick out maybe 6 to 8, because if you're going to take 4 to 5 classes, you need to have some options in case those are full when you go in for your appointment. And look for classes that interest you, but is also on your degree requirement. So we want to make sure that you're taking classes that you have a strong interest in, but that meet the requirements for the program. Another thing that I would be prepared for is knowing what your schedule and availability is. The advisor is there to advise you on the academic portion, but they don't know what your needs are outside of that. So if you know you're not an 8 a.m. person, you do not want to take an 8 a.m. class. If you know you can't do a 5:30 p.m. class, you want to make sure and express that as well. We don't want to set you up for failure. We want you to do the opposite. So that's something very important that you communicate with the advisor. Again, communication is going to be the key to your success, and taking ownership will be the most important thing that you could do for your academic career. The other piece of information that I would like to share is knowing your resources, accessing your resources, the financial aid office if you have questions, the academic advising office, the support services, the enrollment management. Enrollment management is there if you feel that you are not receiving fair treatment. They're there to give you that support and to make sure that you are treated fairly. And so if you guys have any questions, you can always come to my office and seek out the front office. We have lots of information, lots of people up there that has lots of knowledge, and so we'd be more than willing to share that with you. Thank you for your time.